Generating traffic and sales can be a challenge for online merchants. But selling on the Walmart Marketplace puts your products in front of millions of customers who shop on Walmart.com. And right now, sellers who join Walmart Marketplace can save up to 50% on referral and fulfillment fees for the first 90 days. So get started today. Head over to marketplace.walmart.com/savings. That's marketplace.walmart.com/savings.
Welcome to E-Commerce Conversations, a podcast by Practical E-Commerce.
This is Kerry Murdoch with Practical E-Commerce. In the United States, e-commerce is mature and sophisticated. That's not the case in Saudi Arabia, where it's new and challenging. Hamza el Bayed is co-founder with his wife of a Jeddah, Saudi Arabia e-commerce company. He joins us today. Well, Hamza, thank you for your time today.
Well, it's my pleasure.
Hamza, we've been looking forward to visiting with you. For several months, we have sought out e-commerce merchants in the Middle East, and we're grateful for your time today and speaking with us. You run an e-commerce business with your wife, I believe, in Saudi Arabia. And my first question for you today is, what is the state of e-commerce in Saudi Arabia?
Well, e-commerce in Saudi Arabia is fairly new. It has been out there in the market for the past couple of years. The mentality of the Middle East in general with the e-commerce is it's a little bit different than Europe and the States. It's something very new here, and people are still struggling a little bit with the concept of purchasing online. But it's getting there.
So your company that you founded, Ora La Moda, is a fashion company. You sell fashion retail fashion items. Tell us about how you started that company, when you launched it. How's it going so far?
Well, we started with the concept of Ora La Moda, or starting an online business with my wife, fairly in the late 2015. We started studying the concept and studying the market on what is the best product or what is the best service we can provide to the Middle East in sense of sales, basically. So after a long research, we came up with fashion and accessories as one of the highest and most leading businesses in the e-commerce. And as well, it doesn't require so many licenses and doesn't require a huge warehouse to set up. After we looked in the market, we found a couple of companies that they were already out there. They're quite giant. So our market share was fairly small, and the competitive were way stronger than us. So we tried to tackle this idea in a different way. Rather than becoming a reseller for major brands, we'll become our own brand, concentrating on quality and what basically people want. So we didn't look into a quick buck to win, or basically we didn't want to make as much profit or as fast as possible, more than providing the service or providing the quality back into the market. So from here, we started researching a lot of factories, designs, a lot of suppliers, and as well, at the same time, we started looking into our website as well. How are we going to sell, and what is the best platform for us to use? So we had a couple of meetings. It took us about 6 months in order to set up the entire concept, from designs, from colors, from logo, from the company name. It wasn't very easy, but I believe we did a good job on reaching these targets that we wanted to reach. So we started with, first of all, our design. and the colors. We started looking into psychology and human behavior with different colors to use. So we started looking into the colors purple, which means, or the color of royalty, basically. And it shows something that is more valuable. But we didn't like this concept as much as possible, so we wanted to go something more fun, to go with orange or yellow or red. And these colors, we found that it's targeting more the youth. And our target segment here, it's over 25 years old. These the people are who have jobs, who have credit cards, who can afford to pay for products. The younger generation, especially here in Saudi Arabia, they prefer to go out rather than shop online. It's basically their outlet. At that point, we landed on the colors black and white. Black and white, we found these colors psychologically to the customer. It shows value, it shows elegance. And this is what we wanted to achieve, that our product is elegant, it's classic, it's old is gold, basically.
So you sell, is it primarily female fashion accessories?
At the moment, yes. We didn't have a large capital to start with. So we divided our launch into four different I don't want to say categories, but into four different categories, I'm just going to say. So we started with the female section. We wanted to test out the market, and we wanted to see how well will it do after launch. So we started selecting, I think we have 125 different items. Some of the items, they have different colors, which increased up to 600 different products, I believe. So from here, we went to the female section. If we can win the trust of the female segment in the Middle East, then we can grow more and into different sectors. From that point, we can, after we started the female section, we can go into the infants, babies, and start building up their catalog. Basically, their mom's going to, of course, buy for them. So if they like our product, they're going to buy for their kids as well. After that, we wanted to go as well to men. And again, the key to get into the men's section is from the female segment.
So you're in Saudi Arabia. What city in Saudi Arabia do you live in?
We're based in Jeddah. That's in the Red Sea coast.
And you're from Saudi Arabia, but obviously you speak very good English. How did that come to be?
Well, yes, I am Saudi. I lived in England for approximately 10 years. I went there at a very young age, and I think when I was 11, and I came back, I think in 2006. I came back from the UK.
Tell us, Hamza, obstacles to running an e-commerce business in the Middle East. So setting here in North America, in the States, institutions are very established. Shipping's very established. Electronic payments are very established. A network of developers, of an infrastructure of employees for e-commerce. All of that is established here. I suspect that's not the case there. Tell us what you deal with on a daily basis. From
my time I spent in England, I learned so much on how I can set up this type of business. I wanted to set it up a long time ago, but as I told you, I didn't have the funds. Here in Saudi Arabia or in the Middle East in general, people they expect a company that has a large capital. In Europe or in the States, a person can start from his garage and start building up his business until it becomes basically a giant. But in Middle East, it's a little bit different. That was a big challenge for us on a limited funding that we had to give out the word saying that, hey, I'm trustworthy. If a company or if a person, they didn't feel comfortable saying that, okay, this is a one-person show, I'm not going to buy from them because I'm not going to trust them. They will go to someone who is more widely available. So this is one of the struggles that we are actually facing until now, because we're a very small establishment. From that sense, we started looking into legalizations, documents, and different shipping agencies, Norton Semantic as well. So we started tackling these points, saying, okay, I have Norton Semantic on my side saying that I am verified. I have the commercial Ministry of Commercial Records as well on my side with their website Ma'roof. It's something that says, yeah, we know this person, he's registered with us, and all his documents, or his legal documents, are absolutely okay. And RMX is our shipping agency. It's one of the leading shipping agencies in the Middle East, and they're very trustworthy. So we looked at these three different areas, saying, okay, if I have them, then it's going to give more the customer is going to be a little bit more comfortable to shop from my website. These areas, they did actually work, and of course, we're not converting as many leads as we are hoping, but we are converting leads from only tackling these small areas.
So it's going, since you launched in 2015, it's going well?
It's going okay. No business, as I told you in the beginning, we didn't expect to grow suddenly or to make a quick buck. So it's going steadily with the limitations that we have. It is growing, but very, very slowly. Until people start trusting my product, they know the quality that we are providing, then we are converting leads at that point.
Do you run the business with your wife out of your home? Is that what you told me previously?
Yes.
I know you use CS Cart for your platform. That's always an issue when we speak to merchants here in the States in terms of their platform. Many merchants here use hosted platforms, of course. Why CS Cart?
We have our own server that we are renting, and we looked into many different platforms to use. We wanted something that we can edit, we can change, we can add on to it, that can be more flexible for our needs, and as well, of course, the multilingual. We had many different platforms, but CS Cart we found with the flexibility that we need, it fits right in the ballpark. So yeah, that's why we chose CS Cart. And as well, we had different areas from add-ons and plugins that we can use that would enhance the sales experience for the customer. Other than this, we can customize a lot of things, a lot of add-ons, and plug in into the website. Like a few of the things that we have on our website, for example, is SMS code verification system. The first time you register to our website, you need to verify your mobile number. So we can send you SMSs saying, "Hey, your shipment has already left our warehouse. It's on the way," etc., etc., etc. When we started, we didn't have this feature in there, and many of the people, they started entering their mobile number without the country code. So we couldn't send them the SMS stating that your shipment is on the way. So we added this feature in there saying, okay, you need to verify your mobile phone number so we can send you the messages that you need. This is one of the plugins that is not available in CS Cart's marketplace, but it's an add-on that we created and we plugged it into the website, and it worked absolutely perfectly.
Where do you go for development help?
We have two different companies that we work with. One of them is based in India, and the second one is based in Russia. For the design and graphics and these kind of things, we go with our Indian company. For the add-ons, programmings, and anything that relates to the core of the website, we go with a company in Russia.
I've been impressed when you and I have visited Hamza. I've been impressed by your intuitive business acumen. How did you learn your business skills?
I majored in business administration, and I continued into master's and doctorate as well. And as well, my father is a businessman. His father was a businessman as well. It's run in the blood, basically.
So important components of e-commerce, whether it's e-commerce in Saudi Arabia or e-commerce in the United States, important components are shipping, payments, electronic payments, and inventory. You've alluded to shipping already, but tell us on those three concepts what the obstacles or what the realities are for managing those three areas where you are in Saudi Arabia. That's shipping, payments, electronic payments, and inventory.
Electronic payments, we have two different payment methods to begin with. We have cash on delivery and credit card payments. With credit card payments, we went with two different companies, PayPal and To Checkout. Both of them, of course, are based in the States, and they do wire to Saudi Arabia. So in that area, we were comfortable to go with them. But our main payment method is cash on delivery. With RMX, when they deliver the item or the box to the customer, they collect the payment. They take a small fee, and then at the end of the month, we collect. They wire transfer the remaining of the amount. Most of the people, or most of my sales, I think it's about 80% of my sales is on cash on delivery. People here in the Middle East, they would prefer to pay when they see the actual product. Otherwise, some of them might think, hey, I'm going to pay with credit card. They're going to have my credit card number. They might steal from me. It might not be safe. No matter what you do, they will still think of this. For our customers in outside the Middle East, the credit card payments is more flexible for them. From inventory and warehousing, I'm a little bit of a geek when it comes to Excel. So I developed a little spreadsheet that can help me with the inventory, plugged it into the website. It's updated regularly on. It handles basically everything that I need to do, from billing, from financial systems, from inventory, from new orders. Anything that is required, it's on my Excel sheet.
And shipping is exclusively through RMX?
Yes. We wanted to have one company that deals with the shipping. So if you order or anyone else orders from our platform, they will get the most perfect solution when it comes to shipping. If I had 2 or 3 different companies, one of them they might slack, then it will come back to us. The customer might be really upset on the delays or any other expenses added to their bill. If I tell them, hey, I'm dealing with one company, which is RMX, they charge fairly, this is the price.
Spell RMX. Is that ARAMEX? What are shipping times? Someone orders products from you and they live in Egypt. When will they get your product?
If they ordered from the States, they will get it on the exact same time as if they ordered the order came through from Egypt. On our policy, we say 7 days. But normally it's delivered within from 3 to 4 days. That's the norm. Sometimes, if it holds up in the customs or there are some kind of complications, it might go up to 5 or 6 days. But until now, none of the orders were delivered for more than 4 days.
What is the rough distribution of your customers geographically? So your orders, you're in Saudi Arabia and the Middle East. You just mentioned orders in the States. Roughly, what's the rough distribution of your customer base?
Well, at the moment, we're only in the Middle East. We started to grow very recently to Europe and the States because we are in a little bit of a recession in Saudi Arabia. Most of the retail shops and companies they are on sale, and the sale process here in Saudi Arabia at this time, or in the Gulf in general, it plummeted from the beginning of this year. So at that point, we started looking into a new market in Europe and in the States. Until now, we already started launching few marketing campaigns, but we didn't convert any leads from these areas. Our highest number of sales it comes from Saudi Arabia and from United Arab Emirates.
You say sales plummeted this year. Why is that?
It's due to the recession.
Can you ship to all countries, or are there countries you cannot ship to due to political issues?
Well, I have to follow my the law in Saudi Arabia. So there are a few countries that we cannot ship to, and some other countries it's a hassle or they're very expensive to ship to. At that point, we said, okay, there's a list of countries we're not going to ship to, and it's a handful of countries. I think it's about 4 or 5 countries we cannot ship to, but the rest of the world is absolutely fine.
People that are listening to this interview, they're going to listen to you describe running your business in Saudi Arabia, and it's difficult compared to running a business in the States, an e-commerce business in the States. Is there something that folks can do here for you to help your business?
Marketing. Yeah, that's my main struggle. Is marketing. From running the actual business, from distributing the products, from delivering everything, I'm good with these areas. But when it comes to marketing, this is my weakness. Especially tackling a market that I'm not very familiar with, it's actually a little bit harder. I've been researching a lot on marketing in the States or in Europe, or marketing in general. I did come up with few ideas, a few concepts. To hire people to do these kind of jobs is fairly expensive, and at this moment, we cannot afford to pay consultants and marketeers and companies to do this work for us.
Okay, so marketing help would be good.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right, we just have another minute or two here. Anything else on your mind before we close?
To anyone who wishes to start a business or to set up their booth somewhere, e-commerce is one of the easiest businesses anyone can run, and it doesn't require a lot of money to set up. If you know how to set it up, it's fairly straightforward, and you can start from as little as $50 and grow from that. Just know your market and what the people you want to sell to need. If you find that area, then I believe you can actually make a successful company out of it.
That's terrific. One question to digress for a sec. One question I didn't get to was the name of your business, Ora La Moda. That does not sound like a Arabic name to me. Where'd that come from?
No, it's not an Arabic name. It's actually an Italian name. When we were researching the name of the company, we wanted to make it unique. I'll tell you the story in brief. I was watching Discovery Science one day, and there was a program there on psychology and human behavior. It caught my attention, the segment when a man brought a bottle of wine that cost about $2.99, and he divided this bottle, or it's like a cardboard wine box. He divided it into two different bottles. One of the bottles had like a lame name, Wine Time, a tacky label, and it basically looks cheap. And the second bottle, it had a fancy French name and a cottage in the back with a wrapped-up paper that looked expensive. And he brought about 25 different people. Some of them, they were wine tasters, and the others were just normal people. When he poured them from the bottle of Wine Time, everyone thought that this is tacky and it's very cheap. It tastes cheap. And when he started pouring them from the French bottle wine, everyone thought it was heavenly. And it came up with the conclusion, I know, it's unbelievable. And it came with the conclusion that people, they value things depends on what they see, rather than what they taste. Even the wine taster, they could not tell the difference that both bottles of wine were exactly the same, only from the name. So at that point, I thought, okay, if I want to name my company something normal, like fashion or whatever, a person will not think about it twice. But if I give it a strange name that the majority of the world does not understand, then, especially in the Middle East, then people will say, okay, this is interesting.
There you have it.
And it actually did show promise when we started doing the research. And after launch, a lot of people were commenting on the name. What does it mean? Mm. And it actually means fashion now. The name is very lame, I know, but when you say, it's like when I tell you fashion now or Ora La Moda, it's different. It's like, this is sexy, and the other one, it's not.
So that's an Italian phrase, fashion now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, for purposes of our listeners, I've been visiting with Hamza el Bayed. Hamza and his wife are co-founders of a fashion e-commerce site from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. That site is Ora La Moda, and the website is oralamoda.com. I'm going to spell that. That's O-R-A-L-A, M as in Mary, O, D as in David, A, oralamoda.com. And Hamza el Bayed, we want to thank you for your time today, sir.
Well, thank you.